Hammond Report for Saturday, March 19th of 2022.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Hammond.
You're listening to the Hammond Cast show.
We're going to have some fun today.
On KYOU Radio in San Francisco, California. If you're listening on the radio, you've got it tuned to 1550 on the AM dial. And streaming all over the world on the internet at www.kyouradio.com. It's the only station in the nation with open source programming. You got it in the right place, folks.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
And I'm broadcasting to you today from the city by the bay, San Francisco.
Actually, I'm in New York.
Getting ready to fly tomorrow to New York City.
I'm already here.
And put the finishing touches on my new album, which I just recorded at NDR Radio in Hamburg, Germany. And I'm going to play some of the raw tracks from that album for you on this show.
And it's
so I'm really
already
excited
finished
about this album. And it's
real
going to sound
proud of
a lot
this
different
record
by the time we release it. But even in its rough state, it sounds good to me. I'd like to say that it's been a real interesting time out here. We played at the San Francisco County Jail and several shows at Laguna Honda Hospital, and the audiences were just fantastic. And I'm reading a book right now about Jimi Hendrix called Room Full of Mirrors, and it's really incredible book. He was a big inspiration to not only myself but a lot of my musician friends. Even though I'm an accordion player, I sort of think of myself as the Jimi Hendrix of the accordion, you know? All right. I also want to mention that next week we're going to be attending a monster event in New York City called the IAJE, and that's the International Association of Jazz Educators, which will be taking place in New York City, which is the best place in the world to do it. So it's going to be a monster event.
It was historic.
And I'll be reporting in from the IAJE on the very next show. Okay, I'm going to play an original composition of mine from the NDR Sessions album that will be coming out as soon as we put the finishing touches on. I'm real excited about this tune. I wrote this a few years ago. It's called Payphone Johnny, and I wrote it in the payphone after my phone had been turned off for the infraction of racking up a huge telephone bill talking to my record label in Germany.
Oh, and it was big.
And the record company caused me to go in the hole with the phone company who told me for 5 years, you're not getting another phone, man.
They weren't
and
playing
I used
around.
to run out there to that payphone at all hours of night and day, in every weather. In the summertime, in the July heat, and in the cold in the winter, and in the rain. And I came up with this little tune. You're gonna hear a kind of sound and spirit of the old Jazz Crusaders with this tune, and featuring Joe Gallardo on trombone, Lutz Buchner on saxophone, Heinz Liesches on the drums, and myself on the Hammond organ. Here we are with Payphone Johnny from the NDR Sessions.
Payphone Johnny. I was on a different type of microphone than the old payphone. Yeah. just heard from Heinz Licious in Hamburg. And thank you, Heinz. And all my friends who wished me an early happy birthday wishes. Feeling good. All 10 fingers are working. I'm happy to report. I've been gigging quite a lot. Solo gigs with the KN95 mask on. And that's the way it's got to be for now. But we're going to get the band together this summer in Anaheim. So more about that later. Lutz Buchner
on tenor saxophone.
The greatest.
Yeah.
I want to thank Lucas Lindholm, beautiful cat. He let me use his bass amp for this recording date. And Lucas was the longtime bass player for the NDR Big Band. And his amplifier had some good mojo to it. I came in there early. I got the Hausmeister to open up Studio 1 for me, and I went in there. I couldn't figure out how to turn on the lights, but I plugged in my organ and got everything going, and I was in there playing in the dark. And when Rudy Grosser, the engineer, showed up at the musicians, they turned on the lights, and there I was in the dark playing the organ, just waiting for him. And you know what I said? I said, "Hey, cats, the early bird gets the worm, and the second mouse gets the cheese." We cut a tune, and everybody disappeared to get some coffee and went to the cantina. I said, where'd everybody go? Oh, man. And so finally they came back, and we got down to some business, you know. They were very casual about it. I was like so nervous because I didn't know if I'd be able to get back in the studio. It was a very special privilege to be in that famous Studio 1 in NDR. That's the Norddeutscher Rundfunk. That's the best in the North. It's like the German state radio for the North. It's like BBC is to London, NDR. Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Hammond Cast Show on KYOU Radio. 1550 on the AM dial in San Francisco, California.
I'll play some organ for you. That organ was a handful to bring to Hamburg. Had this anvil flight case, and it was heavy. It would hurt you. But I was happy to bring my own organ. I didn't know, what they had in the studio there. So I came prepared. And it did the job. I brought a brand new lacy hard drive, really loaded everything on there for the mastering sessions. Joe Berger mastered the record. And it's out there, It's in all the big record stores before Tower Records and Virgin Megastore closed. But it's widely available on iTunes and all the streaming services. Big honor to play with these cats. Yeah. Payphone Johnny. Hard to find a payphone these days. Everybody got a cell phone, right? Everything I have is Apple except my My phone these days are Android. Someday I'll get an iPhone. But it does the job. 5G. Gotta have the 5G these days. Here's a little story about the music. It's from my Hammond Cast radio show. Don't you know? And all the pictures from yours truly. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in for some of my music and stories. We've been doing the Hammond Report, and I was on TV last night here in New York. It's my 39th year of the Jon Hammond Show. It's streaming all over the world and coming over all the cable systems here in the Big Apple and all around. Yeah, we're playing into the night. Oh yeah. From Johnny. What's up next, Mr. Hammond?
Yeah, you heard it first. Right here on Hammond Cast. Jon Hammond at the microphone.
That's one of my favorite tunes.
Coming to you over KYOU Radio. San Francisco, California, 1550 on the dial. On the AM dial. And on the internet. At www.kyouradio.com.
Now it's .org.
And
like org.
That'll probably sound a little different on the record when we release it, but you could hear the raw enthusiasm there. We're probably going to do a fade at the end, and I'm going to lay some Excelsior accordion on there. This is a tune I'd like to play for you now, also from the NDR sessions, with that smooth sound of Joe Gallardo on the trombone. And my main man, Lutz Buchner, on saxophones. And Heinz Liesjes on the drums, and myself with the new Hammond XK3 organ. This is a tune. Yeah, Lutz. This is a tune I first heard on KEWB in the Bay Area, one of the first radio stations I used to listen to growing up in Berkeley, California. And there was a group called Ruby and the Romantics, and they played this tune, Our Day Will Come. Here we are doing it as a bossa nova. Yeah, yeah. And our day will come.
That's right.
Stay tuned to Hammond Cast. Drive carefully, everybody. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, folks. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to wish everybody a beautiful evening from the Big Apple today on my Sennheiser microphone. And it's been a real honor to come into your earlobes. I'm going to slide out of here. Before I do, I just want to say one last thing. And that is, of course, bye-bye now.